This is Mrs. Davis with a quick video on how to get started with your Phenofaces animation. So I'm in Wixie. I got here by clicking on the Wixie button in ClassLink, and I'm going to go to the New button up top to start a new project. I'm going to choose a landscape, and now I am ready to start drawing. You probably want to start by renaming your file. So instead of untitled, I'm going to use my grade, 4th or 5th, and my teacher's initials. So if I were in Mrs. Kilmartin's 4th grade, I would do 4JK. And then I would choose the name of my plant or tree. If I had a pine tree, I'd say pine tree. And then I would end with animation. Now, obviously, you're going to fill in your plant or tree name here. So it could be curly dock plant or oak tree. Once you're done naming your file, you're ready to start creating your animation. You're going to start with a title slide, so you're probably going to want some text. Phases of the Pine Tree by Mrs. Davis. So your title should have your name, the name of your plant, and something about phases. And then remember, in Wixie, we can come over here and we can change the way that our letters look. We can make them bigger. We can change to a better font. I made my text bigger, so now I have to stretch out my text box. And then I could either draw a picture of my tree with the paint tools. And again, I have lots of editing choices over here in the toolbar on the right. Here's my pine tree. I'm going to make it nice and big. Give it a couple of branches. And then I might go do some needles. Now, if I don't like these colors, right, I can go get some other colors. The arrows in Wixie always mean you have more choices. So here come my pine needles. You get the idea. Now remember, you can also fill in with the fill bucket. So if I wanted some blue sky, I think that's too dark. Pattern would be kind of cool, but I still want a lighter blue, I think. And then I can just click to fill in. I can also use the spray can to add leaves. You have lots of choices to explore. Now, one of the great things about Wixie is that you can make copies of your pictures or frames. In animation, we call each picture a frame. So I'm going to go over here and right click, and I'm going to duplicate, which means make a copy. And the reason we do this is because in an animation, the pictures are basically put together quickly to make it look like they're moving. And if they flip by too quickly, people won't be able to read our titles. So I'm going to make about 4 or 5 copies. And now I'm ready to actually start my drawing of my plant or tree and showing how it changes from season to season. So I have an example that I'd like to show you that's already done, just to give you the idea. So first thing to say is you need about 25, 27, 30 individual frames. So in this example, there are 37 frames or individual pictures. It's just taking them a minute to load. And then notice some of them are copies. So again, here's my title, 5 copies. The trick to an animation, once you're ready to start drawing your plant or tree, is to make slight changes from picture to picture. So here I drew the tree, and then I use my spray can to change the color of the leaves. I'm making small changes from frame to frame. And I'm adding in some explanation. If I have some text where I want people to read, notice I've made copies of that, duplicated it 3 or 4 times so that they have plenty of time to read before the picture changes to the next picture. So you're going to draw your plant or tree changing. So here the tree is into the fall, it's losing all of its leaves. And then in the spring, those buds are going to appear and the leaves are going to start to open and make flowers and leaves.